Coach, obviously, 2026 season getting ready to kick off here in a couple of weeks. A lot of returning starters here on this team. How excited have you been just to see just the work that these guys have put in during the summer and obviously through the first week of practice?
Man, it's been a really good group. We pride ourselves in having a summer where we get up early, we lift weights, we get out on turf, and we're flipping tires and med ball wrestling each other and pumping iron, and then we run really tough camps and stuff, and our kids just have answered the bell all summer and done a really good job of that, and I'm proud of them. We've had a really good mix of some up-and-coming kids and some returners, and so it's been fun to see it all come together this summer.
Obviously, I think let's talk about obviously the defensive end. You guys have been special on that defensive end here. Obviously, Chase Bell coming in, great running back, great linebacker. Kind of talk about just how he's kind of acclimated to the Savannah wave.
Yeah, he plugs right in. I think he's a blue-collar kid. He kind of has the mentality that we like anyway. Coach Wiley has implemented a really good standard on the defensive ball that those kids uphold, and I think Chase has bought in since day one. He's been here and lifting weights and working hard, didn't miss a single day, and has made some really good friends here. So we're excited that our community and our kids have really opened their arms to him, and I think he's had a really good summer.
That linebacking core was tremendous last year. He adds to that. Kind of talk about the rest of those guys like Caden Phillips and Kale Wiley, 2 All-State players and 3 first-team All-Conference players on those 3.
Yeah, Caden Phillips had an incredible junior year, just athletically in general. I mean, he was a state finalist wrestler, all-state football player, has been a really good program kid that came up as a freshman. We knew he'd be good, got his number called early in his sophomore year where we thought he'd be kind of a spot player and became a starter, and then last year just has done an incredible job being a team captain type kid for us. I'm really proud of him. I'm looking forward to his senior year. And then you got Kel Wiley, who's just like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, he does not stop. He's going 100 miles an hour, and then you add Chase to that. So we're really confident in our linebacking crew and the ability for our second level defenders to make some big plays on that side of the ball.
Offensive end, obviously this is Kayla Schrick's team now at the QB1. Obviously he stepped in and did very, very well with Aiden's injury last season. Just talk about just what you've seen from him last year and just the improvement that you've seen from him over the summer.
Yeah, we had Aiden Connect an offer for 3 years. He was going to be a 3-year starter. Came in, started week 1, and about 5 plays in, tweaked his knee and ankle, and that was a big blow to our team because Aiden was a great kid, great leader, great team captain, return quarterback, and enter sophomore Kayla Schrick, and you would have thought that he had started 20 varsity games before that moment. I think he ran for over 200 yards that night against Pleasant Hill and had a great run as our starting quarterback for about 6 to 7 weeks, and then spot played with Aiden when Aiden was healthy enough to come back, and that experience, you could see it this year in camp. He understands what we want. He's had a ton of varsity reps, meaningful reps, and it's nice to have that at the quarterback position.
He's going to have some weapons coming back. Obviously, Chase is going to be in a running back. That wide receiver core last year, when you look at guys like Riley Cook and Mackay King, those 2 guys did a really good job stepping up for you last year. How big is it for not only him, but you guys just to have him back, have those guys back at the wide out?
Yeah, Riley Cook's one of the fastest kids in the conference. He was a state qualifying 100-meter dash kid. He's had his pretty special sophomore year. Got banged up the first part of last year, but then came on the scene big time in some very meaningful games down the stretch. And then to have him healthy after a good track season, he's just a burner. Mackay had a really great breakout sophomore year last year. He made some big plays down the stretch. I think he's an explosive athlete. So, and we got some guys on the perimeter. I think we're really deep at that spot. I think Jake Bodenhausen's a good receiver. Mikkel King's coming up. Aiden Heaston. Zyler Snap plays some tight end for us, but splits out also. He's a really good hybrid guy. And so on the edge, we feel like we have the ability to either load the box or go spread on people, and whatever they're giving us, we could take it. We have those type of athletes.
You guys beefed up the non-conference schedule this year. Obviously, Smithville and Christ Prep becoming additions to your schedule. How do you see that kind of helping this team kind of as you guys look to prepare for a season with a lot of expectations?
Yeah, we want challenges, and we've had success the last few years, and not anybody's just going to play us. I mean, it's gonna have to be juggernaut non-conference slates from here on out, I think. And Smithville had an opening. Nobody wants to play them. we had an opening, nobody wants to play us, so we play each other, and that's a really great matchup. They're a really good program. We have a lot of respect for them. Christ Prep, I'm interested in seeing them. They're out of Kansas, but I think they went undefeated last year, so I'm hoping those early season tests can really help us down the stretch.
With so many returners and so much talent coming back, how do you and your coaching staff kind of manage these expectations?
I think that's one of the toughest parts of coaching is just trying to get everybody to buy into a team sport. You know, we've talked about being selfless. We've talked about having a team first attitude. I mean, I have probably 8 guys that I feel comfortable handing them the football, throwing them the football, and I only got 50 to 60 plays a game. And we've talked about that a little bit of like one game you might eat, and one game you might be a role player. Your stats might be explosive one night and not explosive the next, but it's not really about that. It's about, did we win that game, and can you buy into the team concept, and then when your number's called, make that play.
Obviously, the last couple of years, you guys have been really super close on the doorstep of a district championship. What do you feel like? What do you feel like you've learned from those last 2 games of Kearney that you feel like you got to do in order to kind of take that next step?
I think it gives you confidence that you can get there, and then it makes you hungry that you want to get to that next step. You know, I think getting there is part of the battle, and I'm proud that our kids have been there. Now it's time to kick down that door and take that next step. But we can't fast forward in 12 weeks down the road. I mean, we got to focus on Pleasant Hill right now. We got to focus on just one day better, and I think that's really how you end up getting there. And I know that's coach speak, but it's about as true as you can get. You know, I think the moment you start looking past people or looking to certain different parts of the schedule is where you get caught up. And right now, we just need to focus on Pleasant Hill and getting better at practice.